Hello everyone, this is Sumita Gupta. Welcome you all for my 27th lecture of electronic devices circuits, that is high frequency analysis of common source amplifier, or we can say common source MOSFET amplifier. Okay, today we will learn how to draw high frequency response and how to get the expression for frequency. Okay, now see, if you have remember effect of coupling and bypass capacitance for the frequency response is like this. Okay, in CE and CS amplifier. So there are three range of frequency: low frequency range, mid frequency range, and high frequency range. And the mid frequency range gain is constant. There are no effect of coupling and bypass capacitance or transistor internal capacitance, nothing. But at low frequency, gain falls due to coupling and bypass capacitance, and at high frequency, gain falls due to internal or transistors capacitance. Okay, so again listen carefully. In the mid frequency range, there are no effect of capacitance, gain is constant. But at low frequency, gain reduces due to the coupling and bypass capacitance. At high frequency, gain falls due to the transistors internal capacitance. So today we are doing the high frequency analysis, means we are doing this part. And in this part, gain falls due to transistors internal capacitance. So we will learn this today. Okay. So now high frequency, whatever the capacitance, that is internal capacitance, each capacitance give a contribution to each pole. Okay, and the overall frequency is the addition of the individual frequency by the individual transistors. That is transistor internal capacitors. Okay. So now this is the diagram for the common source. If you remember the three terminals, what is drain, one is gate, and one is source. Okay, and another one is also there, that is not defined here, that is substrate, or we can say B, or body effect. Okay, so basically in MOSFET there are four terminals: drain, gate, source, and a body. At high frequency, what is there is no coupling and bypass capacitance shown here. Only output load capacitance shown here. Again, listen carefully, because it's a high frequencies. There are no role of the coupling and bypass capacitance. At high frequency, only transistor internal capacitance are there. So no input coupling capacitance, no output coupling capacitance, no bypass capacitance, because all these capacitance are short circuit at the high frequency. Okay, again listen carefully. There are no input coupling capacitance, no output, and no bypass capacitance. Only will take the internal capacitance. What are the internal capacitance? If you check the terminals, this is your drain, this is your gate, this is your source, and one is body terminal, a substrate we can say. So how many transistors will generate? One between gate and drain. Okay, that is your CGD. One between gate and drain, that is CGD. One between gate and source, that is your CGS. Okay, CGT and CGS. Now one between drain and body, that is your CDB. One between body and source, that is your CSB. You can see here the diagram. One between drain and gate, one between gate and source, one between source and body, one between drain and body. Okay, so these four capacitors: CGD, CGS, CSB, and CDB. Okay, now how they are connected? See this. Since this is connected between the terminal, gate and drain, so it will be definitely in between gate and drain. This is your gate and this is your drain. Okay, now source is grounded, so this can be directly grounded, or you can do the one is CGS, connected between gate and source. Okay, now the body terminal is ideally connected to ground, so body is also ground and source is also at ground. So you can directly connect capacitance like this, CSB. Okay, now clear. Now one between drain, and because we are assuming body is also at connected to ground, source also connected to ground, so CSB is at source. Okay, because source and body. Now next is CDB, so it will be definitely between drain and ground, because body is at ground. So CDB connected between drain and ground. So like this, CDB is drain and ground. So in this way, we have attached all the capacitance. Again, listen carefully. One between gate and drain, one between gate and source, and the rest two are connected to body, that is at ground. So CSB is source to ground, CDB is drain to ground. source to ground, drain to ground, gate to drain, gate to source. So in short, there are 4 capacitors in this case: gate to drain, gate to source, source to ground, and drain to ground. Okay, now we will calculate the frequency with respect to each capacitor. So first you should understand this concept. These two capacitors are in parallel. In parallel, the capacitance are add up. So combined capacitance CL plus CdV. Okay. Same now understood the concept of Miller theorem. If one capacitance connected between input and output terminal, or we can say feedback, that can be split in two parts: one at input and one at the output. Okay, one at the input, one at the output. So, what is Miller theorem? Miller concept, if you remember, if one capacitance is connected between input and output, that can be split in one at input side and one at output side. Okay, so this CGD is here we will apply the Miller theorem. Okay, CGS here and CL plus CDV here. Now CSB is connect ground to ground. There is no role, so it is directly shorted. Okay, so we are not considering CSB because source is also ground and body is also ground. So there is no issue of there is no role of CSB. So we are disconnecting it. Okay, now CGS, CGD, and CDB. So this both are add up due to the parallel combination CDV plus CL. Now CGS and CGD. Okay, so gate is your input terminal and source is ground. So there is no issue with this. It will be connected from input to ground. So it is connected from input to ground. So CGS is done. Okay, input terminal to ground, because this gate is your input terminal, drain is your output terminal, and source is your ground. So CGS is input capacitance. Okay, CL plus CDV your output capacitance, but this is between input and output. So here we will apply the Miller theorem. So have a brief overlook of Miller theorem. If one impedance connected between input and output, that can be split in two impedance, one at input side, one at output side. We have done the derivation in previous just before two previous lectures. So Z1 equals to Z upon 1 minus A and Z2 equals to Z upon 1 minus 1 upon A. So in this way, your Z1 is Z upon 1 minus A. A is your gain of the circuit. C1 will be 1 minus AA into C. C2 equals to 1 minus 1 upon AC. You can learn this by as a formula, or otherwise remember the derivation of the Miller theorem. Okay, so now this CGD, which is connected between input and output terminal, now it is split in two parts: one at input side CGD input, one at output side CGD output, or we can say Miller input capacitance, Miller output capacitance. So now this circuit is converted in this circuit. See, in this circuit here at input side, two capacitance, input Miller capacitance and CGS, both are in parallel, so you can add up both. So, input capacitance is CGS plus CGD input capacitance. Same in the output, this CGD output capacitance and CL plus CDV both are in parallel, so you can add up both. So now output capacitance is CDB, CGD output, and CL load capacitance. So you can simply, what you can do, you can again convert in the circuit, the different circuit, where this two capacitance will be one capacitance, these two capacitance will be in one capacitance. Okay. So here it is shown value of input Miller capacitance as per formula CGD 1 minus A. A is your gain. So gain is GM R not parallel RL dash. Put the value. So this is the value of input Miller capacitance and output Miller capacitance. And for the gain, we have already derived the gain of common source amplifier in the previous lecture. So please follow that. Okay. So now the circuit is converted in this C in and CL dash. Okay. One is input capacitance, one is the output capacitance. So we'll calculate the frequency, one with respect to input side, one with respect to output side. Whenever we are taking the input circuit, we'll not check the output circuit. So input circuit is R signal C in, and whatever the AC sources, that will be grounded, and your current sources will be open circuit actually. Okay, so circuit is R signal C in. So frequency is F equals to 1 upon 2 pi R into C. This is a tau, time constant R into C, and frequency is 1 upon tau. You can write like this. Otherwise, you can write F equals to 1 upon 2 pi R signal into your C in. So In this way, you will calculate the high frequency. It is not low frequency, it is your high frequency due to the input capacitance. Next, you want to calculate the output frequency with respect to output capacitance. So here, if R0 is given in the numerical, here we have taken ideally RL dash CL dash. So what is the time constant is C into both will be in parallel, R0 parallel RL dash. If R0 is not given, that will be simply RL. Okay, and F equals to 1 upon tau, or we can say frequency is 1 upon 2 pi R0 parallel RL dash into CL dash. So in this way, we have calculated the frequency with respect to input capacitance and with respect to the output capacitance. Okay, so remember this is the trick. In the mid frequency range, all the capacitance are short circuited. In the low frequency range frequency analysis, we have to connect input coupling capacitance and output coupling capacitance. In the high frequency response, we have to connect the transistor capacitance. Whenever we are connecting the transistor's capacitance, then Miller theorem applies, because one capacitance generated between input and output terminal. So in high frequency response, we have applied always Miller theorem. Okay, so keep learning. God bless you. Thank you so much.